Okay, am I audible? Am I audible? Hello?
So yeah,
Okay, so yesterday we discussed till the second question, right? But today in the morning I just explained these. I'm sorry. Yesterday we directly discussed only the first question and we just discussed the first part of the second question, right?
yeah.
Only this portion. So in the morning, I just explained these things and recorded a video, and I have uploaded on the YouTube, right? So will you be able to watch
Sir,
that and
can you
understand?
explain the questions here?
Okay, right. So what I wanted to tell you is, because I have already explained them, if you can watch them later, I can start from the fifth question today. What shall we do?
Mm.
Should I explain from where we stopped in the last class? From here.
Yeah,
Uh,
okay.
your mom called me in the afternoon and told me to teach you directly, right? So what do you say? So will you be able to watch it
Sir,
and learn, or should
I
I?
wanna do the questions here.
Okay, okay, then fine. So I will explain it again.
Yeah,
Right. So here, right. So now I already told you lead bromide. This is what we have to produce today, right? So lead bromide. Now here, if you partition it, it will become Pb2 plus and Br
sir,
minus.
we did that.
Okay, we have done that, right? So what about
I
the
wanna
second
do
one?
the second part.
Okay, describe how to produce a pure sample of lead 2 bromide from the mixture of aqueous solutions, right? Now you see here in the solution, in the mixture, we have a precipitate along with the liquid, right? So first what we have to do, we have to separate this precipitate and this liquid. For that, what technique can we use?
Filtration.
Filtration, right? So first we have to filtrate it, and now in the filtrate, after filtrating again, we have to recrystallize, right? So in order to, okay, now this is the usual practice for obtaining the pure, right? So you see, pure sample, right? So if you want to obtain pure sample, it should be free from any contamination, right? So now, if you want to obtain this pure sample of precipitate, you have to recrystallize, right? So you have to recrystallize. Recrystallize means you have to dissolve the sample into water, and again you have to use, you have to evaporate it, right? You have to evaporate it. But the problem here is PbBr2 is insoluble in water, right? So we have already studied, right?
Yeah.
PbBr2 is insoluble in water, in cold water, right? But in hot water it will dissolve, right? So you should study inorganic chemistry to understand this. PbBr2 is insoluble in cold water, but if you increase the temperature or if you dissolve it in hot water, it will dissolve. Not only PbBr2, all Pb halides, right? So what we have to do is,
Oh,
again after filtrating, you have to dissolve the precipitate into hot water and then recrystallize, right? So if you now, what do you do using filter
yeah.
paper, you can separate it, right? So now
Filtrate.
we have collected the precipitate into the filter paper, right? So we will just set an apparatus like this, right? So here, let's say this is our PbBr2, and here we have water solution, right? So any solution, right? So liquid solution, right? Liquid solution. So what you should do now, you have to take a funnel and you have to place filter paper after folding it, right? So you have to place filter paper and you have to pour the entire mixture to this, right? So what we'll do, so we can collect the precipitate into this paper, right? So we can collect the precipitate into this paper. Now we have to remove this precipitate with the paper and we have to dissolve it into hot water, right? So again we have to take hot water. What is this? This is hot water, right? So you should do all these things in the laboratory, then only you can understand, right, practically. But now I can just explain how you can perform this experiment, right? So after that, what you should do, after taking hot water in a container, you have to put all the precipitate into it. So what can you observe? The precipitate will dissolve in hot water, right? So even though this precipitate is PbBr2, PbBr2 is soluble in hot water, right? So this point you should bear in mind. PbBr2 is insoluble in water. Not only PbBr2, halides of Pb2 plus and Ag plus are insoluble in water, right? But they are soluble in hot water. They are soluble in hot water, right? So now after dissolving it, again we have to recrystallize it, right? So again this solution should be again recrystallized, right? So recrystallized, right? Can you repeat what I told you now?
First, we will do it by filtration. So the precipitate will be washed. And then we dissolve it in hot water, which is being recrystallized.
Yes, definitely. Right. Now moving to the third one. Here, write an ionic equation for the precipitation reaction